Greetings. Fortunately, for me, the good news is we're at the last year of this particular problem. This is 2012. One thing to keep in mind is that this is the second year of the consolidation, so we're going to concentrate on that when we go through this. The worksheet that I have here is laid out the way I do it, which is sort of the think method, the logical method, the this has to be method type of thing, where I don't follow the ASIDE entries and other entries for Chapter 4. You should, in my opinion, you should rely on the textbook for that. But if you follow what I'm doing, then you can do it right, unlike what I did for 2011. All the more power to you. Okay, so let's see what happened. I think we knew from the problem that there was an issue perhaps with the equity method application, so the first thing I did is tested the equity method to see what it should be, because of the theory that if the equity method is followed, this net income here should be the net income for the parent portion of the consolidated entity. And as you can see here, it's not, and we're going to find out why in a second. All right, so what I did is I took the 20 that was calculated here and adjusted it for the issues that are the depreciation, amortization, the issues that we normally make the adjustment for, and I came up with 18.875 as the correct number for the subsidiary. Then I took 20%, took 80%, came up with my numbers. The 20% comes out to, well, the 80% comes out to 15.1, and this number comes out to 3.775. So if this is the equity method amount, it means that the amount of income the parent should have recognized up here in this worksheet wouldn't have been 16, as you see there. It should have been 15.1. So that's where I got my clue as to the issue involved in there. So somewhere along the line, I knew I was going to have to adjust for that. But one way to do it was to just take that out entirely, which is what I did to get 0. And then when I came over to this column, I just made sure I showed the correct non-controlling interest amount, and that automatically got me to the right number for the net income. Yes, it doesn't agree here. That's okay, because there was a mistake there. So I basically self-corrected for it over on the consolidated side. If you're not following exactly that, just let's do this. Let's not erase everything, but let's go back and take a look. What I'm doing is I'm figuring out what should the net income of the parent have been on the books. I figured out it really should have been 45.1. So when I do my entries over here in the elimination column, and then I get to the consolidated, I'm just merely making sure that whatever I do, I get to 45.1 as the income from the consolidated total that belongs to the parent. This is the amount that belongs to the parent, and what's not showing on this worksheet is the total consolidated income. The total consolidated income, let's make some room. I don't know what's going on there. There we go. The total consolidated income would be the 45.1, which is the parent's portion, and the 3.775. And you could do the math over in this column to prove it if you wanted to. And let me see if it does. Let's say 260 is the income minus cost of sales of 145 minus 1.125, the amortization depreciation adjustment, minus other expenses of 65, minus that's 48 point, that's it, there it is, 48.775. So that's the total consolidated income between both the parent and the subsidiary, and then it breaks down into these two portions here to get you to 48.875. So I've just reconciled all the income. What a bloody mess we've got going. So let's get some space here. Here's what we'll do. Let's put some space in between so we can continue on and look at the rest of the worksheet. All right, now that I've got an understanding of what the income should be on this side, I know that what I do is the following. This is the important part of the A and the S entries, which I've seen people have trouble with. In year 2, you're always adjusting the A and the S entry to the beginning of the year. So what we're going to do here is we're going to adjust the opening retained earnings. That's fine. Then when we get down to equipment and buildings, what we're doing is we need to adjust to the opening, which means there was 1 year of depreciation between the first purchase and this second year of consolidation. There was 1 year of depreciation. Well, each year depreciation is 1, so this adjustment here in year 2 is the number 3, which is 4, which was the initial difference, minus 1 year of depreciation gives us 3. What am I talking about? Let's take a look at the patent. Here's the patent. The patent started off at 5. That was the difference. And now we have 1 years of amortization, which is 1.25 or 1.125. So that leaves us with the number that we see, which is 4.875. That's the opening amount for this year, 4.875. And so that's the way the A and the S entries work. Opening year balances, not the second year. Why not the second year? Because the amortization for the second year is included in your worksheet. There, and then again up here on the expense side, I put them both together. Those are some of the main keys that you need to be thinking about. Let's get some space again and take another look at some of the interesting parts of the worksheet. What we want to do now is we want to see what the ending balance for non-controlling interest should be. And since this is a 2-year problem, we could take from the year before what it was, but I'd rather do, we could do that. The other way to do it is the shortcut method, which is you take the investment shown on the books of the parent and you divide it by the percentage ownership, which in this case is 0.8, and then you would get the total of what the investment should be at the year end, and then take the debt difference between what you got here, and you would get the non-controlling interest portion that belongs down here. The problem with this is that this number is flawed because the equity method was applied wrong. Now, it was applied wrong by a total of 0.9. Why 46 is what shows here, and it should be 45.1. Or the other way to say it is, it was 16 here, and it should be 15.1, so the difference is 0.9. So if we adjust the investment by 0.9, bring it down to, let's get some room here, let's bring it down by 0.9, so it would become 93.4 divided by 0.8 gives you the total, which would be, let's see, 93.4 divided by 0.8 is 116.75. Subtract from that the 93.4, and you're going to wind up with 23.35, which doesn't agree with my ending balance down here, and I don't know why. It's off by a little bit, which is really cool when I'm doing this in front of you. At any rate, this would be the right ending retained non-controlling interest. And if I could remember, let me see, maybe I can look it up. What would we found to be the ending non-controlling interest at the end of the last problem? Hold on. All right, I don't know if this is going to work, but it was 21.575, I believe. That was the ending of last year, 2011. So let's see, if we add in 3.775 as the non-controlling interest income for this year, and then take out the dividend for this year. What was the dividend? I can't see, so let's try to find some. The dividend for this year was, this was the 20%. So we have to take out 2, because 8 was the total. 2 would have been the non-controlling interest. So let's take out 2 over here. And let's see what we get. I'm going to do the math. 21.575 plus, oops, that's what I get, 3.775 minus 2, and I get 23.535. So that really proves to be the right number. How I got this, I don't know, but again, like I said, I'll see you later. Okay, let's do this. I'm sure this has been lots of fun. So you develop some questions and send them to me, and then we'll do another follow-up on this. I think that's how we'll do it. Take a look at the ASIDE entries. Make sure you're following as best you can all that. And what? And what? Just what? What are you going to say next? I don't know. We may have I'll stay tuned. That's what. All right. Thank you.